What happens if you go viral? Everyone in music wants to grow as fast as they can, but what are you going to do if that actually happens? What if your music does pop off? What then? If you want to know what to do if you go viral on the internet, then keep watching because I'm going to share my experience with virality in music with some tips for you on how to sustain your growth and adjusting from going from no one to someone. So let's fast off and get started. JM in your universe. Konnichiwa, friends. I'm Jonathan Miller, and welcome back to Jonathan Miller Music, helping you become a better indie artist. I make electronic dance pop music, and every Wednesday on this channel, I'm helping others take their music to level 2. If that sounds good, consider subscribing and ringing the notification bell. Maybe giving this video a like. If not, then good luck figuring all this out on your own, but just FYI, it's a lot to deal with. So if you want help, then I suggest you hit the sub button. Help me help you, or something. Think about that. Okay, so what happens if you go viral online? What is it like to go from 0 views to hundreds of thousands or millions of views or followers? Every musician ever has asked the question, what am I going to do if my song doesn't do well? But that's actually not the question you should be asking yourself. What you should be asking is, what if my song does do well? What if I do go viral? It's always important to keep your goals in sight, but also think about what happens after you reach them, instead of stressing out about the failure that may or may not have actually happened yet. So before I get into my tips section, let me just tell you a little bit about my experience about going viral on TikTok in case you might be new. I have quite a few videos on my TikTok account with over 500,000 plus views, and honestly, that's still a bit insane for me to even think about. I originally didn't even want to join TikTok, despite some encouragement from friends who may or may not be right. And my first viral video relating to music on the platform happened after I was on it for 7 months. And truthfully, I made that video on a whim in my backyard, right after Taylor Swift released her album Folklore, because it was driving me insane that no one was talking about why her marketing was super smart. I was writing actually a script for YouTube, but I just couldn't get it out of my head. So I thought, whatever, I'll do it. It's not gonna go anywhere. I was wrong. Then people wanted to know why I was calling it pop marketing even though it was an alternative record, which I answered in one of my first album deconstructions. And then after that, people wanted to know more about the music industry or being an artist. And then the rest is history, but here we are at almost 30,000 followers and well over 5 million views on that platform now. Now, the reason I'm telling you my experience is not to say, oh, look at me, I'm so famous, I'm so cool now. Because honestly, a lot of you who might be watching this have no idea who I am. And that's okay. The internet is a very big place, but I'm telling you because my experience has taught me a lot. And I've said this before in many videos and my longtime subscribers know, but anything I learn in my music business, I'm happy to share with you. So now that I've talked your ear off, here's some tips for figuring out what to do if you go viral. Number 1, make a backup plan of action now. I went viral during a global pandemic in the hardest hit country in the middle of a controversial election season, and my state was having massive wildfires in which I almost lost my home, and I was still producing content and videos. Wow, now that I say that out loud, I don't even know how I did that. Okay, no, but seriously, you want to know how I was able to do that? It's because I've always had a plan of action in my back pocket in case the day ever came that I experienced rapid growth on a social media platform. I've been at this for well over a decade. I didn't want to lose the audience that I had just found. Now, my plan of action was rather simple, and yours should be too, because you never know what you might go viral for or when. All my plan consisted of was give, and honesty. What I mean by give is to produce enough user-requested content to form as many new relationships with people as I could. I carved out extra time in my day to respond to people, and I'm honestly so grateful that I did because those conversations ultimately saved me. My new fans and followers were giving me support when I needed it most. And when I couldn't produce something because, let's be real, that was a lot to handle, I was honest and I took mental breaks. I didn't produce a video. I took a day off. And honestly, that should be part of your plan too. No matter what is happening around you, value your new connections. Not everyone's going to stick around because you won't stay viral forever, but those that do are very special. And the point of having that backup plan of action is to find those special people, because those are the people that could turn into your super fans who will make your next music project 10 times more successful. Number 2, adjusting to influx. Before we start talking about sustaining growth or anything, I want to talk to you about how to adjust to a sudden influx in kind-hearted comments, hate comments, requests, demands, and people talking about you as if you'll never read what they're saying, and the importance of responding to people. Almost every artist knows what it's like to post something and have it go nowhere, or you feel like you're talking to that social media void where you kind of pretend you're talking to somebody, but nobody's actually listening, or very few people actually are, and the ones that do don't actually comment, so you feel like you're talking to nobody. Not that I know that very well. When you go from that to suddenly having all of your inboxes full and your notifications constantly at 99 plus and your comment sections are flooded, it can honestly really mess with your mental health. So here's some advice for you. Don't push yourself too hard. I know that's easier said than done, especially when that pressure feels insurmountable, but really, go easy on yourself. Do the best you can. Try to answer people, and not always the negative people. Actually answer the good people. Don't try to always have the witty comeback. Respond to kindness. Take a beat, value the moment that you're having. Because when the heat dies down, it's going to feel like a reflection on you, but that's not necessarily the case. Now, if you were being a toxic person who thought they were better than everyone, then yeah, it might be you, but that's for another day. Always remember that what's happening to you right now makes you lucky. That doesn't negate any of your hard work that led to this moment, but it does make you luckier than other people, and you need to appreciate that. Because sometimes hard work and luck are very similar. So take it day by day, answer a few people, then walk away from the internet and do something else. Those moments of being a real person instead of an internet person will help keep you sane. So take it easy. Number 3, sustaining your growth. As I mentioned earlier, every artist is used to asking the question, what am I going to do if my song doesn't do well? This is especially true if you're a newer artist or if you're a struggling artist who hasn't really found your audience yet. But remember, that's not the question you should be asking yourself. I'll say it again, what you need to be asking yourself is, what am I going to do if my song does do well? How are you going to keep your newfound audience interested in what you have to offer? Well, the first thing you need to accept is that you won't stay viral forever, but also don't let your virality be the peak of your success either. Consider it a stepping stone on the path to your dreams. Consider it life throwing you a bone, like, okay, I'm finally gonna help you out. If you maintain the mindset that it's just a stepping stone, it will help you from getting lost and not knowing what to do when hype goes down. So one way you can sustain your growth is to introduce new types of content before hype goes down completely. I know virality is a little bit of a time crunch, so you'll have to gauge it appropriately. Give, but also introduce to people who you are. Share another song. Post a video that tells the story of another song. Write a post that tells your story as an artist. Share an ebook or a blog or something you wrote in the past. For me, I decided to start sharing my indie artist tips or music industry info that I kind of already do here on YouTube. And luckily, because I was already doing that here on YouTube, suddenly my audience from TikTok started to come over to here on my YouTube channel. After a few months of that, I started folding in other types of content as well, including more of my music. Picture your virality as like cookie dough. You start by adding one ingredient into the mixing bowl, and then you add another, and then another one, and then you mix it all together until they're well combined, and they're all working together. Then you put your dough on a baking sheet and make some yummy cookies. Picture your music business like that, and soon enough, all the different types of content and pieces that you're creating will be working together and be yummy cookies for your audience and for you. Number 4, identifying real offers from fake ones. Just a quick note about figuring out sponsorships and business emails. You will know pretty much right away if you received a copy and paste email if you can read the inquiry and replace pretty much any mention of your name with something else or somebody else's name. A personalized email that is a genuine sponsorship offer will contain some sort of undeniable reference to your work or your music, or something that just makes it sound a little less general. Always check the delivery email address to make sure that it's legitimate and legitimately from that company, and research that person or company's name extensively before you agree or respond to anything. Also, if you are fortunate enough to get a sponsorship, make sure you ask questions before agreeing to anything. You do not want surprises. Ask if your partnership is exclusive or non-exclusive, because if they want an exclusive contract, that may prevent you from taking other sponsorships in the future. So exercise caution, ask questions, and be wary. Number 5, take care of your mental health. I know I've mentioned mental health a lot in this video, but it's really important because I want you to think about it. If you're working hard right now on that grind about your music and you went viral today, are you ready to work 10 times or 100 times harder than you are right now? And really think about that. Some of you might have kids, some of you might have other jobs. What if you got the opportunity right now? Are you ready to work extra hard for it? Going viral is a gift. It is not something you are owed. It's exciting and it's fun, especially for us musicians and artists. We get to share the things that we love, the things that we create, to people who value it. But if you want to use this as a stepping stone, you'll need to up your game and learn to act a little bit quicker. This will take a toll on your mental health, no matter what age you are or where you're from. It's exhausting reading comments, both good and bad. Because you get good ones and bad ones, you never know which one to believe after a while. It's fun, but it's mentally taxing as well. And it's all a bit of a learning curve. Adjusting to this high demand all of a sudden is a lot to process, and you aren't given a lot of time to process it. And when the algorithm doesn't favor you anymore, you're gonna be left wondering what you did wrong, or just craving that attention that you just had. It's a rush of emotion, and it can be quick high highs or low lows if you're not careful. So try to be in tune with your mental and physical health. If reading comments over and over again is filling your head with negative thoughts and emotions, it's time to walk away for a bit. It's okay. If making videos on YouTube or TikTok or whatever social media platform it is has you all of a sudden hating how you look, or you're looking at your face too analytically, it's time to pull back a little bit. They're still gonna be there. A lot of people will stick around because they actually like you. I know, hard to believe, but the internet has this weird power that can make us feel more important or uglier or prettier or weirder, or even more loved than we actually are. It can warp your perception of yourself and others if you're not careful, so don't forget to play and keep yourself grounded. Make time for doing a fun art project that isn't business related, or baking cookies, or something that just isn't in front of a screen. Normally, I would recommend video games, but sometimes, depending on the game, can actually add unnecessary stress to you if a particular level is frustrating. Just treat yourself with kindness. Enjoy your moment. Savor it. Ride that wave as it lands you on the shores of a new career start. It's really brave of you and takes a lot of guts to put yourself out there like that. So do your best, take breaks, stay hydrated, and going viral could end up being one of the best gifts life can give you, no matter when it happens. So those are some tips on how to deal with going viral. Question of the video, have you ever gone viral on the internet? What was your experience and what did you learn from it? Leave me a comment below letting me know. If you want some tips for how to market your music this year or how to use TikTok as a musician, I've left some links in the description below so you can check those out. And if you like me and you like what I do, consider joining me on Patreon like Meg here and all these fantastic people to get all sorts of fun rewards, including access to my YouTube calendar to see what's coming to the channel. But as always, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on it and subscribe if you're new. I put out new videos every single Wednesday. Once again, I'm Jonathan Miller, and I will see you next time. See you later.
I am a machine, not a robot, not a operation electronically. My messages are magnetic vibrations, once a pioneer.